And welcome into Off Air with Amy. I'm Amy Wood. So glad you're watching this week because we've got a lot to get to. We now have a five-way governor's race in South Carolina. Nancy Mace, the congresswoman from the Low Country, has announced that she is in the run for this job. It's a big announcement because now the field is widening once again, and we're starting to see the Republican side of things take shape with five significant candidates. Take a look at the screen here. We've got Nancy Mace, who just announced, along with Congressman Ralph Norman, along with State Attorney General Alan Wilson, and the Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, Pamela Evette, along with State Senator Josh Kimbrell. So I wanted to pull in an expert to talk about what this race will look like. We've got Kevin Bishop with us. He was the right-hand man to Senator Lindsey Graham for decades, and he is a political force in the state of South Carolina. You have no horses in the game in the governor's race of South Carolina, so I've pulled you in to help us take a look. Now that we have five candidates with Nancy Mace joining the race this week, to take a look at this field of candidates and what we're thinking in terms of your expertise on looking at South Carolina politics. So talk to me about how significant it is that Mace got in.
Well, I think it's really significant when you look at the field top to bottom. It's probably going to be the most qualified Republican primary we've had in the history of our state. You've got a lieutenant governor, you've got an attorney general, you've got two sitting U.S. members of Congress, and you also have the state senator. So this is an incredibly well qualified field that we already have. And Congresswoman Mace getting into it, the first thing that I was thinking about this morning, I felt she was run. Again, I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not helping anybody. But when you looked at it, the closest thing is you start looking at the geography of South Carolina and how it's represented by this race. So you've got Nancy Mace. She'll be the Low Country. The first rule of politics is try to secure your base of support. So I'm sure she's going to be working really hard in the Low Country trying to secure her base of support. And you got Alan Wilson. He's from the Midlands with Joe Wilson's been around for a long time. Congressman Joe Wilson had been around, so I'm sure he's looking at the Midlands. Then you got Lieutenant Governor Evette from the upstate, so she'll work very hard up here. And then Ralph Norman's frankly, from an area of the state which most people, a lot of people don't view as a political force, but it is a rapidly growing part of South Carolina, the Piedmont area in York County. With the growth of Charlotte, that is a Republican hotbed nowadays. So everybody's got their geographic base, and the first thing you'll do is try to solidify your base and to prevent someone from coming in and stealing it from you.
Well, the big everyone wants to know is where the Trump endorsement will go in this, because some of these folks have aligned with him significantly throughout. So he's got a choice to make.
Yeah, he really does. And it will be interesting. President Trump has not been bashful about endorsing candidates in highly contested races. And I think he probably will at some point in this race. But I think he's going to really take his time. And
I would think
Trump,
so.
he will take his time. President Trump, he likes to go with the winner. And so he may give it some time to see how it shakes out and let the people of South Carolina sort of figure out who they want. But I would just encourage one thing. I do think the Trump endorsement is incredibly important. All the candidates want it, but I don't think it necessarily is outcome determinative. We saw it in the 3rd congressional district race. Actually, I was a candidate for Congress. I did not win, but President Trump's candidate who he endorsed did not win either. And I would argue the 3rd district may be the most pro-Trump district of all the congressional districts in South Carolina. So it will certainly help. You certainly want it on your team. It means a lot in the Senate race, U.S. Senate race, but in the governor's race, that's going to be one where you want it, but I don't think it'll necessarily get you across the finish line.
It may not be the determining factor for sure. Well, let's also talk about this, though. It is not probably in the president's interests to endorse early, because by not endorsing early, everybody has to try to keep him happy along the way, right?
Absolutely. That's why he will hold that out. And it's a way, especially considering he's got two members of Congress in Nancy Mace and Ralph Norman, and he always needs votes in the Congress. And sometimes Ralph Norman has not been aligned with President Trump. He's been very much a thorn in his side on some of these spending items. So it's a way he could hold that against him. And again, one of the most interesting things about a race like this, where you have such really qualified candidates, there's a lot of smart people in the race who are going to be helping them, is you're not looking at where the electorate is today. You're looking where will the electorate be in 10 months. And That's the way you have to plan your strategy. And so Ralph Norman may decide in 10 months that maybe it may be good for me to be the one person who's maybe a little bit different than President Trump on some of these spending items. That may actually play in my benefit. So.
Very interesting. There's so much to calculate, and there's a lot of unknowns, right? Because we're very early on in this administration and in the policy implementation. The tariffs are starting to kick in. I mean, there's a lot we really don't know about how this is going to play with the electorate.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why I said it'll be amazing to watch. And again, you want to get ahead of it. You want to figure out where is the electorate in 10 months, not where are they today. Where do I think they're going to be in 10 months? And everyone will sort of base your campaign upon what do I think the electorate will look like? Will President Trump be as popular as he is today? There could be maybe some softening in his support where maybe it helps me a little bit if I don't necessarily agree with him on everything. Or it could go the other way. It could be even more popular. So that's why I said you have to look in that 10 months out because we're 10 months away from voting. And that's what you'll have to do. You got to figure out where do I think people are going to be in 10 months, and somebody's strategy will be right and somebody's going to be flat wrong. So
Let's talk a little bit about the key issues for the voters. From what we know, I know you pay attention to polling and sort of you're in the world of politics, even if you're not in this race. So what do you think the top issues are for voters at this point in our state?
the number one issue for voters today in South Carolina is the cost of living and inflation and
Hmm.
jobs. And I think that will continue to be just for the next year. I think everybody agrees with that. So that's why you're going to see a lot of Nancy Mace came out with a plan to get rid of the tax, the eliminate state income tax over 5 years. I think you'll see more about that. You'll see more about the cost of living, sort of inflation stuff. Tariffs, in a weird way, even though that's a federal issue, tariffs very well could be an issue in the state race, given the number of South Carolina, we are an export economy with a lot of our
Yeah.
industries and the heavy manufacturing and agriculture as well too. So again, those will all be big issues, and I think, but number one will be the economy. Immigration will is President Trump. One thing on the Republican side, he's done such a good job on the immigration issue. That issue sort of losing a little bit of steam because he's done such a
Mm.
good job on it. So.
It's not as much of a front burner as it was, perhaps.
Correct, correct. When Joe Biden, when it was the border was out of control, it was the number one issue, and it was just getting hotter. But now that President Trump, I think we've had 3 straight months where they've not had any illegal crossings. So the issue actually, when you do a good job, the issue goes down in voters' minds.
Right, because I feel like it's been satisfied.
Yeah.
In terms of your advice to the candidates, a Kevin Bishop insight would be what?
Uh, you got to be who you are, and that's
Yeah.
it. And you be who you are and go from there, and it'll all work out. But it's just it's really hard in a race like this because there's going to be South Carolina. I don't think there's any doubt this will go to a runoff. And your
Hmm.
first question is, how do I get to a runoff? And there's a
Yep.
little bit of which candidates steal from each other in the initial primary. How's that going to play, and who takes from who? And there could be a situation where, like a Josh Kimbrell, who state senator from Spartanburg, he could take from one of the candidates because he shares a geographic location with them. So I'm sure if I'm Nancy Mace and looking, I hope somebody else from York County decides to run. Somebody just to take a few votes from Ralph Norman, or somebody from Columbia to take a few votes from Alan Wilson. So it's a little bit of it's a what is it, four-dimensional chess you're playing here. And so, but you just go be yourself, talk to people, and it'll all work out. And and even if you don't win, that's not a death sentence in politics. You can always come back. And President Trump will have 2 more years left in his administration. He's always looking for highly qualified people. And if you prove yourself and you do well in the race for governor, then you make it more attractive to take a position in the administration for the last 2 years of the Trump administration.
Fascinating. And when it comes to the voters, what should they pay attention to?
Well, being the governor of South Carolina, it's the number one elected position in our entire state. It outranks the U.S. senators. So it's someone who's going to represent our state, represent our values, our beliefs, and our hopes and dreams for the next 4 years. So their biggest shot. I mean, this is the biggest office in South Carolina, and I know the people of South Carolina will put them through their paces, and whoever emerges from this field will be a very strong candidate for the November election.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us, Kevin Bishop. Thank you so much, and happy politicking and happy
Thank you.
analyzing of
Ah,
politics as well.
oh, it's always fun.
We thank Kevin Bishop, and we want to point out on WSPA.com right now, there is so much to follow, including the Spartanburg mayor who is about to talk about the violence once again. We had a 7-month-old baby shot and killed in Spartanburg. It was sort of some targeted violence, according to the authorities. And the mayor has been talking about this violent trend in the community and his concern for our young people and them getting on the wrong path, doing the wrong things, not understanding the deadly consequences of their actions. And so we want to make sure that you check this story out, WSPA.com. See what the mayor is saying now. He had just warned like 2 weeks ago, and then the 7-month-old dies. So I'm really interested, and that story will be very much a prominent one this week on WSPA.com. We've also got the Spartanburg County race election. So we're talking about the sheriff's race and the county council race. Both of those are headed to a runoff. See who's still in the running and make sure you do your homework on the candidates. A lot of people don't participate in a primary, but when they hear about the runoff, they want to go ahead and vote. So you didn't have to participate to vote, and you can check out the page right there, the Spartanburg County elections results page on WSPA.com. Take a look at that, learn more about the candidates, and of course, we will give you all the information, including you can look at the results, how all the candidates fared. We've also got the mayor, as I mentioned, a special story about that on our website. And anytime you need information, there is a full page of politics. This is the politics page. So whether you want to keep an eye on the governor's race, keep an eye on the local county races, and of course, getting yourself ready for November to see what's happening. We also have a U.S. Senate race with Lindsey Graham being challenged. So check it all out. It's always available right there in the politics section on WSPA.com. When we come back, I've got something good. A gentleman from the upstate, the most talented artist I know, has made a beautiful tribute to Spartanburg. And we're back for something good. And today, that means we're going to talk to a guy I have grown to love over the years. His artwork is bold, colorful, imaginative, and it's embraced by so many people across the country and the world. So let's pull in the artist who has made this gorgeous tribute to his hometown. We've got Frankie Zombie, one of our favorite artists in the region, who is gone international, national. Celebrities love you. We all love you, Frankie. And you have done something remarkable again in Spartanburg. This time it's this big Welcome to Spartanburg mural. Talk about it.
Yeah, so this particular company reached out to me and the J. Davis construction crew and like the whole Spartanburg family about maybe a year ago and
Mm-hmm.
said they had something in the works. And
Oh,
I just told them whenever you guys were ready, just let me know. And we started kicking ground on this mural, I'll say about 3 months ago. And they gave me some free range to just do what I wanted to do. And so the first thing I thought was, I want to think of a direct tribute to a city that I'm from
oh.
and where all my first support came from.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I want to try a new style that my city that had supported me for so long hadn't seen before. So I chose to go with a huge flower mural that says we love Spartanburg.
It is beautiful. It still kind of keeps with your color themes, though. But it's floral and it is different. What made you go in that direction?
So one, as far as the color, I'll always be like that big, bold, vibrant
Mm-hmm.
artist,
Yeah.
man. It strikes a lot of emotion in the color. So
Yeah.
with this style, I wanted to go back to no pun intended, like the roots of who I am and
Mm-hmm.
the place I grew up. And with these flowers, it represents us, the people that grow seeds into our city every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Essentially, also, the dirt, the soil represents Spartanburg itself. So, as
Yeah.
we as the people grow seeds into the soil of our city, Spartanburg, we only get what we put into it. And I told myself I will always be one of those people that want to just put as much legacy and time and effort and happiness and work and tears all into my city because essentially again we are the change, And
Yeah.
I just wanted to also not just let other artists know in our city of Spartanburg, but just the community itself. Anytime that we may feel we may need a change, we can be the one to do so. Whether it's something environmental, keeping our city clean, healthy, all kinds of things. Whatever we seed into our city, we will get a return back. We just have to be the ones to step up to that call.
Absolutely. This is such a beautiful piece, and it's really big. I mean, it's the entire side of a building, and it even like kind of stretches around the other side. How long did it take you to conceive it and I guess probably sketch it out and then actually do it?
It took me, I say, about 2 weeks to conceive it.
Okay.
I took about three different options of all uh, my favorite options to the company. And the one that I was already thinking about, they ended up saying, we love this one.
Uh,
And I also just wanted it to just be represent like a huge backdrop that many companies or friends, family, anybody can come up to, whether it's 200 of them, and just stand under it and take some cool photos and understand how much we really love our city and each other. And this particular project, I say, took about 2 months.
wow.
I could have finished it in about a week, but traveling so much throughout the country and other countries to get other projects done, they were super gracious on understanding my time and schedule. And also, we had a lot of rain happening
I
throughout the
did.
summer, so yeah, I say about two solid months.
Wow. Well, it's beautiful. It shows the effort, the patience you put into it. Talk a little bit about what you've been up to, because I don't think people are fully aware. You can go to his Instagram, by the way, and follow along with all the cool things you've been up to. But what are you most proud of right now? Some of the big projects you've been working on of late.
Oh man, let's see. We have Habitat for Humanity in Omaha, Nebraska,
Okay.
and currently talking with I'm sorry, Habitat Spartanburg right now as well,
Oh, good.
on another project. But over in Omaha, I'd finished up a year-long project of designing three new courts, two pickleball courts and one
Oh,
basketball court.
neat.
Thank you. Within their city, for a new community that went through a lot of revitalizing, and so many others. I'm getting acclimated to like new life outside of post television show, with
Yes.
HBO. It feels good to be able to do that style of TV and art, but it also feels good to take a break and get back to studio work. So right now, I'm also excited about just that studio work, getting back to ideas that people haven't seen just yet, getting to know myself as an artist, as a human being. That I believe that studio time is real important, and also getting ready for my first baby girl. My daughter is on the way,
Wow.
September.
Oh, well,
So
that's great.
yeah, it's gonna be be an amazing celebration that I'm putting forth with my queen in my life. So
I
it's
told you
gonna be a good
before the
time.
interview, I said, that little girl's going to have you wrapped around her finger.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. But before she gets here, it's like I'm trying to get in as many community projects as I
Mm-hmm.
can before I sit down for a while
Yeah.
and just tend to her and love on her. But
Enjoy that. It's so they grow up so fast and everyone says that, but it really does happen. So just soak it all in. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. When you think about your TV experience, do you think that's going to come back into the fold again? I mean, is this just a break or are you done with that show?
yeah, so there's a few things in the works. With that particular show, there's always talks and conversations of new
Sure.
seasons coming forth.
Mm-hmm.
And also on the side, I'm actually working actively on my own solo television show. And so the Nebraska Omaha project with Habitat for Humanity is just a small moment of what I'll be working on a bigger scheme of things. So
Okay.
essentially, I'll be traveling to different countries and states, and not just doing big projects, but also inspiring other
I love
uh,
that.
communities and other artists to tag along and be a part of those projects as well. So there's still some television in me.
I
I'm
love it.
just I'm just excited right now to be able to balance it out and get back to studio life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are just so talented and you love it, don't you? I mean, to the young kids out there, I know you're all about inspiring. To the young kids out there that are sketching and coloring and painting and messing around and they're like, "Do I have it?" What said to you inside, "This is my thing." Like what do you remember about that inner messaging that you realized this was my track?
I knew the moment I moved back to Spartanburg from Los Angeles and I'd done my first art show there. And yeah, it was great that a lot of the artwork had sold out, but the more important part to me was the purpose. I was able to
Mm,
connect to so many strangers within
yeah.
2 hours. And for some of those people, we're still connected to this day or even friends to this day. And understanding that not just artists, but humans in general, like we're all dealing through things. And
Hmm.
sometimes the spark of a color or a piece of art
Yeah.
can take you on a journey of conversation and understanding two people that would have never crossed paths, if it wasn't for the art. So, I love to tell children, and not just children and teens, but
Sure.
artists all across the globe, if you just stay consistent and being yourself, consistent and letting the masses know, if you decide to, letting the masses know what you have to offer creatively, these things will come to you. Whatever you may pray for, your opportunities, whatever your interests are with your art, they will come if you just stay consistent in who you are and believe that it will happen.
Authenticity and purpose, man. The two are unbeatable, aren't they?
Indeed, indeed they are, man. And I would not be sitting here talking to you about all the amazing things if it were not for Spartanburg, South
Yeah.
Carolina, being somewhere I'm from. How sometimes you have people that will tell you that uh, you don't make it big until you leave your city, and for me, that's
Mm,
not the case.
yeah.
When I moved back home, that's when my art career sparked for me, and since then, the last 5 or 6 years of being a
Amazing.
full-time artist has been supported every single day by South Carolina, Spartanburg, Greenville as well, all of these
Yeah.
surrounding areas. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
Well, it is a beautiful thing, and you do make beautiful things, and we thank you for it, Frankie. It's so good to see you. Congrats on the baby on the way, and we can't wait to hear all about that and follow that journey too. That's going to be exciting.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Amy. Always a good time to chat with you.
Bravo, Frankie. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Off Air with Amy. I've got a couple of really fun things going on as this is airing this week with a candidate forum. I've also got a moderation going on the status and future of the city of Greenville. And I'll be sure to report to you on those things next time. Thanks for watching. There's something comforting about experience. It prepares you, makes you wiser, ready for anything. That's why 3 decades later, I still love to keep you informed. Your trust is everything.
Watch Amy Wood on 7 News. Weekdays at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
We want to get to that immediately.